Hello YouTube, L Players back once again for more of our Minecraft adventure. And as you can see, we have made it out of the cave after our 3 episodes of absolute hell. Trying to cave is what we were doing. I don't know if we were successfully caving, that's still to be still to be decided. So I'll leave that up to you guys. But all is not lost, so despite the fact that we did die about 1,000 times, off camera I did go back down and get a few more bits, and I've managed to come out of there. I've separated them off here so you can see what I actually got for anyone that was trying to guess how much of everything I managed to accumulate. So I've come back with 6 diamonds, which is pretty impressive. So we've got 17 diamonds in total now, so that's awesome news. Very happy about that. I've also come back with 39 iron, so that would have been probably about 3 times that figure. But we did lose a lot of iron through dying in the game, which is not ideal. But, you know, 39 iron is still not bad. We've still got plenty of iron, so I'm happy about that. And 14 gold ore. So it wasn't a complete disaster. We have managed to come back with some good loot, which is always the point of going down there in the first place. Well, actually, maybe not. So a big part of going down there was just because it's something that's a little bit fun to do. That fun did sort of warp into heart-straining stress and tension for me by the end of the 3rd episode down there. But yeah, it is a nice change to go down and do some caving, and it's definitely good for getting your heart going once or twice a day, which is supposedly meant to be a good thing. You know, you're meant to get that heartbeat up and rising. So if I was you guys, I'd stick to doing exercise rather than scaring yourself to death in a cave, because that was not always fun, I'll tell you that much. But anyway, out of the cave today, and we have got some big ideas for the future. So firstly, just let me sort of wrap up in terms of what's going on around here. So we've got our beautiful starter home made just over here, which is looking absolutely lovely, if I do say so myself. We've also got our nice little quaint, cute bridge going over the river here. Looks really good. I've taken out the lily pads that were there. That was just me being lazy. What I will probably do is this little edge here. Obviously, we don't just want a platform going into the water for no reason. We were originally going to have the bridge here, but it looks better over here. It works better over here. Doesn't cover up our beautiful house, which of course we don't want to do, because look at it. I mean, it's lovely. We want to be able to see that, and we want to be able to see the bridge, so this works really well. What we are going to do, we're going to put a little dock in here, so just something really small, basically like if anyone's ever been fishing, they have like little fishing platforms, little wooden platforms that just extend out with some posts underneath. That's the kind of thing. So something really small, nothing sort of time-consuming or difficult to build, and then just put a little boat there so we can take a nice, lovely row down our beautiful little river that we've got outside the house. And I think that would be really nice. We can even take a little boat trip under our bridge. I mean, how cool is that, right? That's lovely. I'm just picturing that in real life. That's the dream. To come outside of your house, hop in the little boat, take a row down the river, under a nice little bridge. Look at the waterfalls. It's lovely, absolutely lovely. Right by the farm as well. This is the dream, right? This is the absolute dream. But yeah, anyway, this episode, what we're going to do, so I've been, basically, my ideas have sort of stemmed from watching a few of the other YouTubers that I'm watching. A lot of them actually are guys that are watching my series and sort of leaving comments below and supporting me, which is awesome. And obviously I'm supporting them by watching their videos too. But what I've sort of noticed from watching those guys and a few of the other more well-known YouTubers that I've always watched as well is everyone seems to be working on really big, impressive projects at the moment. So that's something we need to get in gear with. I'm kind of thinking, I quite enjoy making these quaint, cute little builds, and that's more my sort of style. But I am getting the itch to go out there and build something big, you know, to start a big project. So I've decided for the near future, what we are going to strive to achieve is to build a massive watchtower / wizard tower type thing on top of the cliff over there, which is going to be absolutely awesome in theory. I've got no idea how it's going to look. I've got, like, in my mind, I want it to look like medieval mage tower style, like something like from Skyrim type of thing. That kind of feel about it, coming up on top of that cliff. I just feel like it's a really great place to put a watchtower up on the cliff. It's a good vantage point, it makes sense, and it's like up on a snowy cliff, which is just fits the whole lore of like mages guild, wizardy tower, watchtower type thing. So that's going to be a big project that we work on in the near future. That's going to take a lot of resource gathering, which obviously I'll try and do as much of that as possible off camera. But yeah, that's something we've got to look forward to, and that's me making a promise to sort of get in gear and start working on some bigger stuff, which is going to be really, really fun. And also, I've been doing a lot of thinking about what we're going to do around the starter area. Obviously, we've got our own little home and farm sorted, which is lovely, but I was kind of thinking, right, how do we now expand and grow out, and what other things do we want to build? What's the field that we want to go for? And I've been sort of having to think about it and talking to my girlfriend about ideas and throwing things back and forth what we can do. And I think what I'm going to go with is, so this ravine I definitely wanted to sort of make use of. And what we're going to do, we're basically going to build an old street down the side of the ravine. And the way that's going to work is we're going to have shops on either side of the ravine. And then some sort of bridges going over the ravine at various points. So we're basically using the ravine as the sort of streetway, if that makes sense. And then we can have little alleyways coming off it, little paths. So that's going to be really cool. So I'm going to build a whole load of shops on either side of the ravine. So things I'm sort of thinking of at the moment, I'm going to have like a weapon shop, an armor shop, like a fancy clothes shop with all like dyed clothes and stuff like that. Going to have a bookshop as well when we get some bookshelves and all that kind of stuff. And I'm also thinking like a produce shop that's sort of linked to the farm, you know, so maybe we'll have some like carts coming across from the farm, like supplying the shop, and that's going to sell all our produce like wheat and stuff like that. And also, of course, no sort of old-fashioned medieval style street is complete without a good old butcher shop. So we're going to build a butcher's as well, which is going to be really exciting. So that's the kind of stuff that I want to build along the sides of the ravine. And then other sort of things that I'm thinking about around the area, but probably not on this little, because I want this to be like the high street, if you like. So it's going to be all the shops on here, but we're also going to have some bigger things, some sort of, well, I'd say medium build. So the watchtower is going to be like the big thing that we strive for eventually. But the other sort of bigger than these kind of shops is going to be a big blacksmith. I've seen loads of really cool blacksmith projects that other people have done throughout the time that I've sort of watched Minecraft videos and been into Minecraft, and there's just so many cool things that you can do with a blacksmith, so I'm totally going to do that. And also I'm thinking we need to get on the whole enchanting hype, because we die a lot, so it'd be very useful to have some better gear, and two, just because it's Minecraft, you can't not enchant stuff. I mean, come on, we're like 26 episodes in, what are we doing, right, if we're not enchanting? So we're going to have an enchanting area or shop or something. For that, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but it's going to be some sort of secretive place. I don't want it to be like on the high street. It's going to be more of a tucked away, you know, only the people that are in the know where to go. Oh, that rhymed. How good was that? So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And obviously, to start all of that off, the first sort of staple that you need when you're building your high street is a path design. So I think that's what we're going to kick off in this episode. Firstly, I'm going to sleep. I need to resist the urge to jump in the water. I need to make use of this lovely bridge that we've made. If you ever see me jumping in the water and swimming across, leave a comment telling me not to do that, because we've made this beautiful bridge and we need to stop being lazy and we need to start using it. So we're going to do that. There's my other promise to you guys. Use the bridge, use the bridge, use the bridge. Right, so we're going to have a quick sleep, and then we're going to go and start working on some path designs. So I'm thinking for the high street, we want to try and stick to like stone path, so it looks like a proper road / path that's been put in for the purpose of being the high street. And then I'm kind of thinking, like, as we branch off of the high street into sort of the farm area and other sort of blacksmith place like that, the path will go from that lovely, well, it won't be lovely, I want it to look kind of weathered, but the sort of stone path will give way to more like mud, and it will get just sort of more and more muddy and grassy as we get off of the high street kind of thing. So that's going to be really cool. That's the feel that we're going for. Just basically some other cool stuff that we can have around and link it all in together, so the whole area feels like a sort of thriving village area rather than just some houses plopped here and there. I want to tie it all in together and make it like really cool. So that's what we're going to set about doing today. So step one, we're going to work on what we want to do for the path. So let me just whack some of these leaves out of the way, because they're a bit annoying. Let's have a look at the layout of the land. Get the lay of the land, as you were. As you will. What's the saying? I don't even know. God, I'm so useless. In life as in Minecraft. Right, let's get rid of some of this. Blah, 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 blah. Right, okay, so this is our... obviously, we'll look to tie it all into, like, everything, but let's just start around about where the ravine starts. So the ravine starts here, so let's start thinking about how we want to have a path. So I've basically got together a load of supplies. I'll probably need a load more stuff, but just to sort of have a play around with and think about what we're going to do, I think this will give us a good start. So let's go. Let's keep it close to the ravine. So we'll dig out these. So let me just oh my gosh, I need to be very careful doing this, or we're going to plummet to our doom for the millionth time. We do die a lot, and I'm sorry about that, but hopefully it's as funny as it is frustrating. It's frustrating for me, funny for you. Hopefully that's the balance that we've managed to strike. If not, don't tell me, because I'll be sad, so just keep that to yourself. Right, what are we going to put in? So let's go for stone path. So I'm thinking, so we've got smooth stone, so so smooth stone on the edges. I feel like that works, so let's go here. And then that can sort of bridge up to here. Blah, 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 blah. This is not like exact where anything's going to be by any means. We can sort of change stuff and dig the ravine, and I don't want it to be perfectly straight. Any of that good stuff. I want it to be, you know, kind of haphazard-ish. I really don't like... straight roads look really cool, but I don't think that's going to work along the side of a ravine, because if we'd have to like square it right off, which would just suck. And because it's diagonal, even then you can't have a straight road. If we were sort of picking a flat area to build in roads and streets, then obviously you could look to do like grids and streets and make it all uniform and nice. But to be honest, that's not really the feel that I'm going for. I like the whole quaint, messy style a lot more than any of that uniform look. So let's have a think about this. So we're going to put some cobble. We've got like mossy cobble and stuff and some steps, and we can have a sort of play around and see what we want to do. How wide do we want? If we say roughly, I don't know, what do you think, like four blocks wide? I feel like that's a good size. So we'll go for smooth stone. Do we want cobble, or what about steps? What can we do with the steps? Can we... that could work. If we're going to do that, I feel like we need to tie off here. Some smooth stone. Yeah. This, I'm feeling it. It's looking okay. We need to obviously replace this. We'll put a smooth stone in there. How do we want to do this? Let's go cobble. No, we don't want one there, so we're going to take that out. I'm not going to build, obviously, this entire path around both sides of the ravine all on camera, but I do want to kind of have a play around with it on camera and get us to a point that we're sort of feeling it. You know what I mean? I want to sort of get to a place where we're happy with what we're doing, and then I can do the boring parts once we've figured that out. But it's good to see the process, because you guys are probably going to... Hopefully there's some of you guys that will potentially take inspiration from some of the stuff that I build, and maybe even use some of it. Who knows? But obviously that's going to be difficult if I don't ever show you any building, which would suck. So let's do that. Let's put some mossy in there as well. Ooh, yeah, that could work. So we've got right. Let's have a think about this. Stone. So I think smooth stone on the edges. I'm probably going to build some stone bricks as well now thinking about it, because the more, like, they're all stone, but the more different types of stone we've got in here, I think the better that's going to look. So let's keep it going diagonal. Is that 4 still? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that needs to be there, right? So that's the sort of width that we're going for. So maybe this needs to be here. Didn't want to place it there, did I? That was a bit silly. Do we always want... Maybe we want the occasional bit of cobble on the edge, just so like a few of the bits of the road look a bit worn. Let's try it. We can have a play around with it. We'll get it looking nice. So I like these. I guess these would be like the equivalent of like potholes kind of thing in the road, just like damaged bits of road. I feel like I'm not going to put them in everywhere. Just every now and again, like a bit like this, just a dip. I feel like that looks really cool. So we'll do that. We will do that. Let's put another mossy. Yes, I'm happy with this. This is looking pretty good. I'm quite liking where this is going. Obviously, like exact placement of stuff I might change around, swap around a bit, but let's get a feel for it. So let's go for some smooth stone, mossy, cobble, cobble. We'll put a step in here, that way, and mossy there. How's this sort of looking? Oh, what I'm also going to do, I'm probably going to put, like, where there's not shops, I'm going to have, like, fences on the side of the ravine, potentially. It might be a bit tricky because it's all on different levels, but we're definitely going to see what we can do with that. Right, let's just dig out a load of this so we can try and do a bit more quickly. Now we've got a rough sort of idea of what we're doing. Get all this dirt as well, because dirt is a valuable resource. Want not, waste not, and all that. So let's put a step there. No. Does that work? Yeah, I'm just trying to think if a step on the edge will work. Probably not, because it doesn't look like a hole then, does it? It has to be like within the road itself. So it actually makes sense that there could be a hole in the road. I know what I'm talking about. Hopefully you're following my thought process there. This needs a smooth stone. We don't want too much of the same type of stone anyway. We'll put a mossy in there, and a mossy in here. So it's, yes, so that looks, this is definitely looking like a pathway, which is cool. That's obviously what we want. That's what we're trying to build. So 2, 3, 4. Does one need to go here? Potentially. I don't want to end up like accidentally making it far too wide, right? And then we'll go. I want to try and, so we want to try and like bend it with the ravine. Obviously, we don't want it like right on the edge of the ravine. I don't want to replace the dirt here with stone, so it just looks like there's one stone at the top of the cliff, because that's going to look a bit weird. But we do want to try and keep it close to the edge of the ravine, well, as close as possible. Not, well, it doesn't have to be right next to it. Obviously, that's not going to be an issue if we sort of stray across. But I want it to kind of wind around with the ravine, so it doesn't actually look like it's been built. All of this area, like, the idea is that they settled near the ravine and decided to build their high street along it. I don't really know the sort of... I haven't got as far as thinking up a story to why you would want to do that. But I'm sure there's some sort of benefit. I was going to say, like, more defensible, but I guess not, because if you get backed into a corner, you're falling to your death. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe they're getting valuable resources out of the ravine. Maybe we'll turn that into, like, mining or something like that, so they're getting stuff from it. But yeah, for whatever reason, don't ask me. Look, I'm not the people that moved in here, okay? They decided that it was a good idea to move in next to the ravine, and I think it's going to look cool. And obviously, like, as we've got this area done, we could even look to, like, build levels down in the ravine and platforms and maybe even shops and stuff, like, down in the ravine. Like, how cool would that be? I'm getting ahead of myself. Obviously, we've just started building our humble little path, and I'm having these grandiose ideas of a bustling city, village. But yeah, we'll definitely get there, guys. It's going to be really cool. I'm very excited now because I've kind of had to think. I was kind of thinking after the house, I was like, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do next. I knew I wanted to build some sort of tower, but I wasn't really sure what that was going to be. But now I am just full of ideas. We've got loads of cool shops that we need to build, loads of projects that we need to work on, and it is going to be absolutely awesome to see all of that progress. Hopefully you guys are also looking forward to seeing all that stuff, because I have just got like a whole new burst of excitement for what we're going to do with this area, and it's going to be absolutely awesome. Right, let's do this. We'll do this last little bit, and then I think we'll probably call it an episode, because I wasn't really sure about this path. I did have a few little testers off camera, just sort of seeing roughly what it would look like. But before I put it in on the ravine, now I've put it here, and I'm actually quite happy. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. What I might even possibly do, I'm definitely, so after looking at it now that I've started building it, it definitely needs some stone bricks as well, just because they're going to look even more like man-made, so it will need a few of those in absolutely 100%, so that's got to happen. It's just sort of keeping up. I like having loads of different textures and little nooks and crannies, and I would really hate the path if an obvious thing to do would just to be build like a nice smooth stone path. And that, to me, I don't know, it's a bit lifeless. Obviously, it depends on the kind of... Oh, this is cool. I'm happy. This is good. This is good. This is definitely the kind of, like, battered, cobbly type, old-fashioned road path thing that I was looking for. It's got the right feeling. Things like this I need to watch out for. I want to, make that stone. But, yeah, this is That's doing it for me. I'm liking that. That is good. Okay, cool. So I think we're pretty happy with. I'm gonna, like I say, I'm gonna add in a few stone bricks, just to even more add a few more textures in there. Because the more you kind of put in, obviously you can end up putting too much stuff in, so it looks a bit of a jumble. But I think that's gonna look pretty damn cool. So potentially when we come back for the next episode, actually, do you know what? I'll probably do a bit more of the path off camera, and then I'll probably get it to somewhere around here where I want to start building the first shop, and then we'll start laying the foundations and working on what our first shop's going to be. I already know exactly what shop I want to build first, and it's going to be really cool. But if you want to find out what that is, you'll have to tune in for the next episode, because that is it for this one, guys. As always, take care of yourselves. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Stay active, stay interactive. You know, talk to me, talk to each other in the comments. And as always, I will see you in the next episode. Let's just get a look at the path from here. I'll see you in the next episode, and peace.